Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another session of Chains of Asmodeus. We are so happy to see you. Welcome to session 14. This has flown, by the way. This is crazy. If you'll notice, we have we have a special guest with us, which is the incredible Mayana Barrett. Applause. Applause. Um One of my mods, please race to find a link tree. It's another thing I forgot to do. There's always something. And we will give you, otherwise, if you're watching the VOD, first link in the bio. You can find everything that you need. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mayana. I'm so excited.
Thank you for having me.
Who Mayana is playing, we don't know. I guess we'll find out. But I think we'll start by introducing these lovely players. Hi, I'm the person that loves to read fanfictions unedited. No beta, we die like Asmodeus. Maddie, Sue has strep. Pray for her. Haley.
Hi, I'm the one who missed last session due to food poisoning, and I'm still fully prepared to do the recap. Haley.
Mayana.
Hi, I'm the person who was eating strawberries with Nutella as a warm-up snack before this stream. That's me.
Hell yeah. Hannah.
Hello. I'm the one who's just excited that they're not the only flesh-eating monster on board anymore. Hannah.
Diana.
Hi, my name is Diana, and I'm fucking innocent. Probably. You don't know.
Probably.
That's me.
Apollo.
Hello, I'm the person that destroyed their stream schedule because a video game was so good that it might make me forgive France. Maybe. Apollo.
I literally, every time I play, I have someone in my chat going like, oh man, I wish France was real. There's so many French jokes.
France isn't real.
France is not real. Well,
this game is a cycle of, I might forgive France, this game is so good, and then it does something, and I'm like, no, fuck you. No,
French.
Get rid of the whole country.
Alright. Oh, I forgot to change that text. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Apart from that, some quick announcements. First and foremost, content warnings. We want to keep you as safe as we possibly can, so you'll see in the top corner we have a little thing called content warnings, which will have a little laundry list of all of the possible content warnings you could run into while watching this show. Also, we have a Discord, and in that Discord server, you can ask us questions for future Q&As, you can send memes. Mainly we just chat shit, and occasionally I'll send like a devious little sliver of my notes just to scare people. Also, we have a Patreon where we have the starter sessions. So essentially, we did some beginner offline sessions to introduce the characters to one another. You can see the beautiful journey that Shiloh's accent takes, which is changing her accent every 5 minutes because we just wanted to see what was going to work.
Uncalled for.
Hey, I just tell the people what they need to know. Also, be sure to support and vote in the Crit Awards. We have a few people here who are nominated in categories. I have included the categories that this cast is nominated in the little command here. Don't forget to support. Man, do you have anyone or anything you need to shout out in regards to Crit Awards?
Oh no, not Crit Awards, but these folks are great, and vote for them, and vote for Venture Forth. I guess they're friends. Yeah.
Hey,
vote for people. Vote. Vote.
Also,
official endorsement.
Check out the read-only thing. You can find so many cool new projects and people just by looking at the people who are nominated. I think that's the main reason the Crit Awards exists, and it's a beautiful thing. Alrighty. with that all said and done, I think it's time for the recap. So, Haley, do you honestly want to try and do the recap? Because that would be hilarious. Otherwise, I can make Apollo do it.
I watched the VOD.
You did.
I didn't take notes on the VOD,
You didn't.
but I
you
viewed it
could
and
just
consumed
try.
it. I can try my best.
Your raw
Go
thoughts will
for
be
it.
better than my notes.
So, last session, we're in Mammon's Boggy Trove, best place in the world.
Uh-huh.
They are wandering around when suddenly encounter table, I guess, but also I think she's planned. This dragon comes out. She's a real one. Loves bards, so Ymir sings a little song. She's super into it. Everyone was calling her Dolly Parton in the chat. I'm gonna call her Dolly Parton. She was very charming, very sweet. I love her dearly. She's like, "Oh, you guys are looking for souls? Get on my back here." I almost said solstice. Shiloh hated that shit. Shiloh's scared of heights. Not a big fan. But she takes him to her friend, who's also a dragon, who is hiding beneath the river Styx. And we can't get down there because you don't go in the river Styx. But then they have to do a big trade in order not to get the soul, to get the book.
The book.
The accountant of all blah, blah,
The
blah.
accounting and valuation of all things.
The accountant. We get the accountant from the guy. Do a big trade because dragons love things. We get our tome, and then we go back to the ship. Shiloh attempts to attune to it, get some stuff, get some spells, get some whatever. I don't really know what's in there. I don't have it.
Fun stuff.
But it is cool. And then next to the ship, there is. I was also in and out of a fever while I was
That's
watching.
true.
This.
That's
So,
fair
okay,
enough.
This is my memory. There is a group next to the ship. I believe we're hailed over, or everyone just wanted to go for fun. Did we want to go there for fun?
So you
may
you
wanna
weren't
go for fun.
hailed. They just wanted to explore.
Guys,
Look, never doing that shit again.
Don't do that shit.
You shouldn't have left us alone.
That's true. I would
Mira
have
and
gone
Raimi
first,
said,
though.
"Let's go," and the rest of us and Shiloh and Metnon said, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah, I had a good deal out
Um,
of it.
Yeah, and a lot of other things. So we get there, and it's a little Percy Jackson Lotus kind of vibes. There's I believe, a wisdom check happening. The only person who fails it's Raimi.
The
and
cleric.
gets the cleric gets swindled into going into this room. They basically want a bunch of souls to party, question mark. It seems like a fly trap, a little sticky fly trap, where they get people stuck. And Raimi is swindled. They talk the bodyguard into letting Raimi go, and they're gonna bring other souls there. I got
Mhm.
really pissed because Maddie was like, "Hey, you guys shouldn't have got rid of the kids. You could have given the kids." And I was like, "That's not even funny." I am very angry sitting on my couch. The kids cannot go here.
It's okay. The kids are
So
with the
we get Raimi
angels.
back.
Which
get
makes
Raimi
it
back
sound like
in-
they're dead.
They're not dead. They're great. They're doing
They're
great.
with the angels,
So far.
which still makes them
So far.
sound dead.
I was just to say it's not better.
And in exchange, we have to bring them souls. But something's wrong with Raimi. Raimi came out of there not doing hot. Ymir heard Raimi punching, doing knife tricks into the wall, question mark. And open up the door and Raimi's covered in blood
Yeah.
after returning to the ship from the terrible place. So we're not feeling hot.
We're not feeling hot. So
Was that accurate, or did
that
I
was
miss
pretty
it really
good.
hard?
No, yeah, you hit
Better than
everything.
mine, okay.
So we are going to move now to Raimi. You are kneeling down. Would you please describe what Shiloh and Ymir see in that room as you come back into yourself?
Yeah, again. Oh boy. So I think Shiloh and Ymir from the doorway wouldn't be able to see much at first. They both have dark vision, though, I imagine. Actually, Shiloh doesn't, but Ymir at the very least has.
Ymir.
Oh, you do? Oh,
No, I thought you said Ymir doesn't, and I was like, Ymir's a drow. Ymir has so much
At the
dark
very
vision.
the room is entirely dark, and you can kind of see the back of Raimi's like shoulders, her breastplate kind of bulging out from underneath what was a once white, pristine cloak that is now absolutely blood soaked. Like it's as if it's been dragged through a very fresh corpse. And as the light kind of adjusts, or your eyes kind of adjust to the dim light, you would be able to see that her hands are similarly coated in blood. One is actively shuffling around in the innards of what looks to be an almost indescribably different looking Asmodeus. It takes a sec to realize that it's him. There are limbs absolutely everywhere. All of those back tendrils have been tied into knots, as have the veins that have been almost surgically removed from them and similarly twisted in all sorts of shapes and into horrifying designs. The room itself starts to, you can kind of feel like a little bit of blood dripping from the ceiling onto your shoulder as you poke your head in. And Raimi's surprisingly chill, surprisingly calm. Even from behind, you'd expect to see someone crouching in front of their dead pet, their shoulders kind of heaving, crying or something like that. But instead, she's very unnaturally still. And it's almost as if she doesn't hear you come in, and you just hear the squishing sounds of flesh beneath her fingers.
Shiloh, what do you do?
I think almost instinctively Shiloh shoves a hand in front of Ymir. When I said we should get rid of the dog, this isn't exactly what I had in mind, Raimi.
Oh, and very, very suddenly, like, rises to her feet. And you can see that her longsword is on the ground in front of her, completely clean. As she rises, you see it kind of, like, poking out from between her feet. She didn't use it to kill Asmodeus. But you do see her kind of rise to her feet, stand staring at you with a bit of shock, but still a smile on her face. And she just goes, I mean, she looks down at the corpse and then back up at you guys, and she goes, I don't suppose you'd believe me if I said I found him like this?
No. What exactly are you doing?
Oh, just petting him. She just kind of quietly shoves one of the tentacles with her foot underneath the others.
Can I do an investigation check? Does this look like it's been like what has occurred here? Can I do a check for something along those lines?
Roll me an investigation check, and really quickly, Solstice, what is your passive perception? Because I got everyone else's last time.
I don't think my perception's too high. It's 13. My insight's high, but my perception's not crazy.
I think for now, because there hasn't been too many loud noises, I'll say Sol and Mekon are still asleep.
Heavy sleepers.
Heavy sleepers. But that might change. We'll see. What'd you
rolled
get?
a 23.
23. Okay. I'll give this to you, Diana.
Oh, to describe what the outcome of the roll is?
Yeah. 23 for investigation.
With a 23, it's definitely not hard to tell exactly what happened. And especially being someone as familiar with blood as you are, you're almost pulling a Dexter style, like blood tracing sort of thing, where you can see the signs of a struggle. And you can see, interestingly enough, that none of the blood is near the bed, which means Raimi would have had to step up out of bed, cross over to the room where Asmodeus is sleeping on a pile of hay, and then attack him there. The struggle wasn't with her, it was with him, if that makes sense. You can see there's hay shuffled about absolutely everywhere, and it's no wonder you guys heard such a ruckus.
For what reason would you do this to your own pet? You force it on board, you take it with us, you name it, and then you slaughter it in the middle of the night.
I get these really bad. It's, you ever hear of sleepwalking? It's like sleepwalking. Sort of.
you know,
Sleepwalking.
a little bit of violence. Yeah, and you can see Raimi is, although still smiling and a little bit more widely than she has ever been, given that she's in the presence of what seems to be a fresh kill. It doesn't make her any better of a liar. You saw how she gambled.
I am familiar more than most with an unrelenting need for violence and gore, Raimi. I didn't take you for the type. This isn't sleepwalking. You are unfazed by this. How often... Is this something that you need?
Say I need it. It's it's fun, but
Fun.
What?
She looks down at
Killing
the corpse
something while it
and back
sleeps.
at you.
It was sleeping for that long after I started.
Raimi, are you a danger to those on board?
No, God, no. I'm not gonna be a danger to anyone. At least for like another. And she checks a watch that she doesn't have. Week. I just have a quota to fill. That's all.
Quota? Who are you fulfilling the quota for, Raimi?
She very slowly lifts a hand and points it, unlooking behind her at where her shield is leaning up against the side of the bed.
Your god of death, your god of justice and truth in dying, and he asks you to take the life of, kind of tilting her head slightly to the demon dog, an innocent life. Raimi, this wasn't just a kill, this was taking a look at the intricate pulling of veins and the twisting and the tying. This was torture.
Everyone worships in different ways. Who are you to judge?
She slowly kind of steps back towards her shield a little bit. Then she kind of eyes both you and Ymir, kind of trying to read your expression and debating whether or not to add additional information to the conversation. But either way, she kind of moves to put herself between you and the shield.
I'll say, Hannah, can you make me any charisma-based skill roll of what you think it would be and send me the total. Dinah, what's your insight plus?
Not great. Raimi's canonically a dumbass, so that would be... Oh, no, it's not that bad. It's +4.
Cool.
So I'm sending you, like, my charisma modifier, or am I rolling something?
Yeah, just roll any of the charisma skills that you think would fit you trying to school your expression or otherwise, with Raimi trying to basically get a beat on how you were feeling, of whether you're trying to cover that up or not. It could
And the
be
others still haven't heard any of the
persuasion,
conversation.
deception, performance. It could even be intimidation. I leave it in your hands.
Alright,
Cool. Raimi, in this kind of... this room feels very suddenly very small and you feel caged in. You cannot tell.
I think Raimi is just going to kind of slowly reach down and grip her shield. She's not placing it defensively in front of her or anything, but she's definitely... It's almost reflexive at this point, and she just kind of cocks her head up towards the upper levels of the ship, waiting to see if there's any movement from above, or if anyone else is coming, or if it's just these three for now.
You know what? I'll say for fun. Sol and Mechna, can both of you make me perception checks? I will say at disadvantage because you're asleep, but for fun.
Nat 1, -1, 0.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you're having the best dreams right now.
I found the warm spot, like, just above
15.
the boiler of the ship.
Yeah. 15. I think Sol at a 15, I will just say, especially considering the circumstances and what you have been through recently, I think it's almost like your instinctual key wakes you up to like a danger sense. Those kinds of ranger instincts snaps you awake. And you hear just the sound of muffled conversation coming from like the next room over.
Do I get a sense that it is like panicked or
Can you roll
something
me a
that would raise
survival
an
check?
alarm bell? Okay. The one I'm now good at. Thanks, Ranger. 21.
You smell blood.
Okay, I'm gonna kick Mechnon gently.
It takes
It's not gonna
3
work. You're
kicks
gonna
to
have to
wake
kick
him
hard.
up.
I have to kick pretty hard.
You're gonna have to actively roll for unarmed strike to wake me up. I'm asleep.
You don't want me to roll for unarmed strike.
I'd say you just kick me a little bit hard in the side. I go, oh!
And he settles back, and
Is
then
it
you kick him
morning?
in the head, and then he wakes up.
Mechnon. Mechnon, there might be a problem. Nothing
And
outward.
does it involve me?
It involves blood on the ship that's not supposed to be there.
Oh, blood on the hell ship? Blood on the hell ship? I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Mechnon, get your ass up. Let's make sure
Ugh.
everything's
I'm not putting on my armor. Fuck this.
okay. Get your beauty sleep later. Let's go.
I'm in like the base layer, so I have like pants and a big ass fucking belt. Like the belt that fastens my armor together is still on me, where it's like the big like red leather embossing of like a giant killing a fire dragon, and just like
You look like a plumber.
tracksuit pants, like the medieval equivalent of tracksuit pants. No shirt. I'm not fucking with this.
Titties out.
I'm just up and I'm
You
so
stand up, crack your head against the ceiling.
Apollo had to let us know that Mechnon looks hot as fuck right now before he heads out.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Okay.
Full DILF energy. It's Father's Day. Happy Father's
Thank
Day.
you.
Happy Father's Day.
Dragonborn
From
DILF
from the
for
best
you.
fucking
That's my
father in
gift.
the land.
I've put I put Nia's phylactery on like a leather cord and I have it around my neck as a necklace. And I'm just gonna the shoulders slumped. Where?
I
Right next
enjoy that
door.
it's around your neck because it's canonically the size of like a soft drink can, so it's just like ka-thonk, ka-thonk.
It's nestled in between my mouth.
The two
Man,
of
lovely to have
you
you
Slay.
here. Big fan.
make your way into the next room. The door is still
Yeah.
wide open, and you see Shiloh standing in front of a very bloodied scene.
Is everything
Is
Is
okay?
it dead?
Oh man. Oh gosh.
Do you
It's
think?
yeah.
Is this a problem?
Oh. Oh, go get some beauty sleep. Get some rest. Fine. Nothing's problem. Nothing. There's no fighting. We're good. We're so good.
I'm gonna actually ask Shiloh, not you, Raimi. Shiloh, is everything okay?
I look at Remy, seeing the damage that she's done, and her words of, "Who are you to judge the way that I worship?" And she goes, "Remy, if you're able to contain your need like the rest of us have to, then there is no problem."
I mean, look, something died eventually at my hand. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm pretty good at what I do, right? And this, it just happened to sleepwalk it out instead of doing it the normal way. But it won't be a problem anymore. We're fine. We're so fine.
If you cause trouble on the ship or you lay a hand on anyone here without them knowing, Remy, we will all, gesturing to the people, put you down. Gesturing to the
Try.
dog.
I will just quickly say, Shiloh, with the rolls you've previously made, when Raimi said that she'll be fine for a week, fine for a 10-day, you recall thinking back on your journeys that you all have not been in a fight in a very long time.
You need blood. Not like I need it to feed my hunger, but to feed your, soul? You need to fight to do what exactly? To appease your god?
It's not my soul. It's my. It's my dad.
Your father?
Yeah, you know the. Yeah. She
Who's
shoots
your
a very nervous glance towards Soul.
Yeah,
Who's your
bitch.
daddy?
You should be nervous. I wrote down exactly
Hate
who your
that.
dad was.
Great guy. And she
I am
just
sure.
kind of like slowly she sets the point of her shield down on the ground and pivots it around, spinning it on its surface. And although the front has that giant gem, a big blue, sort of almost resin-looking gem that covers what looks to be the scales of Kellenbor held up by a single skeletal hand, on the other side, kind of carved into the leather where the grip is, you see the symbol of a skull surrounded by blood droplets in a circle. We're gonna have to become really cool with a lot of things really fast.
You all just saw me kill my daughter and take her soul back from hell. Just talk.
And I was on your side the whole time.
And she very deliberately at this point, hands on her hips, shuffles so that way she cannot physically make direct eye contact with Soul. She puts you in between the two of you guys in the doorway.
At least you stabbed her in the back. You didn't keep her alive and pulled out her veins over a course of what seems to be several hours.
In hours, I just work fast.
I don't torture. I kill. Who's your father? Which one? Actually, can I? Dragonborns in the Forgotten Realms are quite anti-god. I don't want to say things that my character might not know the name of.
It's valid.
Can I do a little religion roll to see if I recognize the symbol of Baal?
I do.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do. It has been on topic, so the DC isn't high.
Yeah, for sure. That's 18.
Yeah, no, you recognize it. Though all of you would know that Baal, currently in this canon, is not a god.
Okay.
Not yet, anyways.
Solid.
He's still
You're
super. Cyric killed him, and he's floating in the ether. Made a lot of kids to try to stay alive.
Was a god, had a shit ton of Baal spawn so that he couldn't be fully erased,
and
not
then
has
tried to kill them all. So he's still not.
Incredible.
He's right on the precipice of being a god, but he's not a god yet.
Awesome. I just say
He's like an entity.
Baal, are you in danger of him trying to kill you himself?
No, God, I don't. No, he's helpful. He's been trying to help me. I mean, when I was killed, it was going against his instructions, actually. So I think, that's why I'm here, is to kind of help him out on the inside of the hells a little bit while I'm gathering my soul and whatnot. Just convenience.
And so long as we find suitable targets for you, we're not in your sights?
No, it's totally fine. This is great. We're good. In my defense, I tried to bring a little pet back from the feast back there when we were hanging out in the tents and stuff, but no one, we just kind of moved out of there pretty fast, so we didn't have time.
I'm gonna look at Shiloh and Soul, and I just say, we make sure she has ample sacrifice potential. Good night. And I'm just gonna start walking away. In Meknon's mind, this is done and dusted.
Okay, good. Sleep well.
Raimi,
I'm gonna.
She kind of looks a bit helplessly at you, Soul, and you can see there is, as far as you can tell, I imagine, unless you want to roll for it, genuine, a sort of like, not regret, but more just like, shit at the circumstances in this moment, and she doesn't say anything.
How much did you know when you started talking to me?
So, a lot. Did not really, well, for what it's worth, I didn't know that. I mean, the boss spawn you killed was a really bad person, to be fair. She was annoying as shit, you know? So it really was all kind of, it's beneficial, and I'm glad we're friends. Friends, right? But I knew, yeah, I've been with them since birth. So there's my childhood right there.
Was your dad the one who made the call to kill Farah, or no?
I mean, it's not really a specific thing. And I didn't know that Farah was your wife at the time.
Okay. So yeah, so you did?
Yeah, but it was more like, hey, you know, you got a quota to fill. You better fill it.
I'll just quickly say, Shiloh and Sol, can you roll me a quick history check?
$18.
N.
I think, Sol, you connect the dots. You recall when Ymir's brother manifested, he seemed to be very angry and attacked just one of you.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Yeah.
I rolled that dice and it came up with a number and I went, I love lying.
Oh, lying. So, when we were in the sewers together, you played stupid the whole time?
Yeah, those undead knew me. But, again, you got something good done. I mean, the person that we killed, Lila, absolute bitch. Not that she did anything wrong, she was just kind of annoying, you know? And she killed plenty of people too. She was actually really good at what she did, which makes her bad in your eyes, but only when she does it, not when I do it, you know? I can't help it. It's quite literally in my veins. It's in my blood. And again, I didn't know you back then. I would have chosen someone else if I had known that this would all be a whole thing.
I'm not
If you knew
mad
that
at
there was
you.
going to be consequence to your action, you mean?
Thank you, Shiloh. Yeah. I don't care that you've killed people before. It doesn't mean that I can't hate you for it, though.
I'm trying to help. We're going to get her back. It should be even afterward. It's exactly like what Magnon's doing. Except
Hey, don't
we
speak
took a little
on my
deeper.
name.
You're not there.
Don't speak on my name.
He
In
sneezes.
spirit.
My...
I sneeze in my sleep.
Does you?
My... my... I did what I needed to do with Lila to get that out of my system, but it's you lying to me and making me feel stupid the whole time. Honestly, that pisses me off the most.
I don't think it has. I promise you, it has less to do with you than you think. I just owe the guy a debt. That's all. That's all I had. It's been an entire fucking childhood growing up in literal sewers, not being allowed to have anything. Even that. And she points at her, this pile of hay in the corner that she used to sleep on, where there's a single like sackcloth, ferret-looking thing, a little stoat. And she points it in. She goes, "That's the 17th stoat I made. Anytime I tried to make a bond with anything, it got taken away. I was told to be
an absolute fucking weapon. And the entire time, it was just abuse. Year after year, ball was the only thing that kept me going. It's been the only constant in my life, so I just had to. He asked me for a favor, I returned it.
And I can pity you and I can hate you for it. And Soul's gonna turn around and leave. There's nothing that's gonna be solved here by finishing this conversation.
Raimi just kind of watches you go and shifts a glance towards Shiloh, the only one still standing in the doorway.
Shiloh's gonna look you up and down and just walk past you towards Asmodeus's corpse and is going to pick up a paw and start dragging the corpse out of the room, leaving this kind of red line of guts, and is going to pull it upstairs, taking the body away.
Welcome for the midnight snack, I guess.
She shoots a nasty look back at you. Before walking up the stairs.
It's like dragging that.
Oh yeah, you can hear it. I think Shiloh goes purposefully slow so that you hear every step.
She keeps looking over her shoulder.
You're seeing this? I'm mad. And Shiloh's going to take Asmodeus' body and is going to put it over the side of the ship into the sticks.
You hear a thunk as it falls into the river below. And Raimi...
She licks some blood off of her fingers.
And Raimi...
Get it to go come next time.
You are left to your own thoughts, though you feel much more clear-headed. You feel sated. I will say for the next day, you are under the effects of the bless spell from your god, who's definitely a god. Alright.
Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Happy Father's Day, everybody!
Big dad episode.
Yeah,
We
this
didn't
is-
plan that, but it's a great day to have that reveal happen.
I've had it written down. I'm like, it hasn't been a problem though. Maybe, Raimi hates her dad.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's a fucking problem, isn't it?
No.
Should've just-
She's so fine.
To be
We just
fair,
find
she
the
did
weakest
say
looking
that
devil
when
in
he
every
killed me,
city.
but he really helps me sometimes in the same sentence, was kind of wild. Anyways,
On your side.
we will do a little time skip. All of you get your long rest if you needed to do so. Shiloh, are you staying attuned to the book?
Yeah, I think I spend most of the time. I crawl up to the top of the ship and I'm looking through this thing trying to figure it out.
Awesome. So you become unattuned to your other magic
everything
items. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, that was probably the worst of the detrimental
really
effects.
Mhm. Mhm.
Really sucks.
The previous time I did it, they just lost their memory for like 3 days. Say love you. Anyways. The next morning, you guys wake to Calithria, your elven tour guide, announcing from the top, "Oh, the water is beginning to steam. It seems we are beginning to make our descent." And the theme song for this layer, because this bit will remain and it's very important, is "Burning Love" by Elvis Presley. Feel free to play it. And as you all come up and look out as Phlegethos, the fourth layer of the 9 hells, begins to take shape. The heat strikes you first, oppressive and suffocating. Oh? You disappeared for a second. Anyways.
Oh, we're all gone.
You're back,
we're
you're
back.
back. As though the very air was trying to ignite your lungs. Around you, the landscape of Phlegethos crawls in an endless expanse of molten fire and molten rock. Rivers of lava cut jagged paths through blackened plains, their surfaces bubbling and spitting with fury. The ground beneath your feet is a precarious lattice of obsidian and charred stone, scorching to the touch. The faint scent of brimstone lingers everywhere. Phlegethos is hell in the Christian way. This place is hot as hell, and it stinks, and it doesn't have the same accent as Monaros. And as you begin to sail in the far off distance, you can see the spires of the city proper, that being... Where did it go? The city of Abramok. Never had to say that out loud before. Which is the only city in this particular place, but it is far off in the distance and looks to be the only true semblance of actual life you can see. But as Calithria hands you, she will hand it to Solstice, one of the infernal maps. As you open it up, and I sent it in the group chat last night, so you should be able to see it, you see the open spread. Alright. So, I believe you are looking for 2 to 3 things here. A soul and one of 2 items. Do you recall where it said they were located?
The item... Kordichai?
Kordichai. Yes, I am familiar. Right. I will say, in regards to finding any souls, he also might be your best bet. He's a sort of... Well, Kordichai was a hunter of truant mortals and spent much of his past existence outside of the 9 hells, braving the climes of other planes as he tracked down resourceful souls who had contrived their escape, their appointment with the powers below. Very similar to yourselves. No soul was safe, and he upheld the twisted honor of the 9 hells by making a succession of the mighty understand the contracts of Asmodeus are truly iron-bound. And then he was promoted and given a region of Phlegethos to watch over, the elemental preserve. Now his role is one of tedious administration, where he oversees ambitious young devils who venture into the other planes to do what was once his job. Rumour has it that the entire promotion was Fiona's joke on a vainglorious baron. He was, she decided, having far too much fun. As the regent of jealousy, it was her responsibility to ensure that no one was having a better time than she was. And Kordichai's reaction to his new post surprised even her, though, as he lives for the hunt, and so he transformed his part of the 9 hells into now what is known as the Elemental Preserve, which is a place where he leads hunting expeditions, so popular that devils across the 9 hells covet the opportunity to be invited. He essentially ripped open a part of the fire plane and just let it spill out a little bit, and then closed it again, essentially leading in a bunch of ferocious beasts. And then he travels around on these sort of floating pyres with the most powerful societies in all of the hells to just hunt them down for fun. So he's sort of the closest you could get to an eccentric in the 9 hells, really. But he might be quite fond of you, considering you sort of represent what he once hunted. That or he might kill you. You can't be too certain, but you're all marvelously charismatic people. I'm sure you could impress him. So if you make a good first impression, he might just invite you on one of his hunts, which would be akin to a sort of guided tour of the preserve by the devil who made it. So if you are looking for any items or any souls, it might just be the perfect place, though getting a meeting with him could be costly in a monetary way, gold and soul coins, if you pay someone off. But or you could just ask very nicely. That sometimes works in very, very few circumstances. Yes. Do you have any questions?
The expeditions. Oh, Jesus, I went straight in, sorry.
Don't worry. Go ahead.
The expeditions with the devils that he invites, are they restricted to devils of the lair of Phlegethos only?
Oh no, they come from all over. It's sort of like going on a ski trip.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
All right. They don't have those
just-
and
I'll just look
Don't
to
have to
Shiloh
know.
and I'll say,
it's
If we
like
can't get
summering
entry
in Neverwinter.
It's
Icewind Dale.
There you go.
I'll look to Shiloh and I'll just say, if we cannot gain entry ourselves, my business partner from Avernus might be able to get us entry.
I think we should pull all the strings that we have as soon as we can. Do you know how to get in contact with your friend?
I'll figure out a way. Fuck no. Did not think that past. We have a
Just
call.
think really
I
hard.
was-
50.
It's like I get one free phone call from where? I don't have a phone.
Yeah, I think Shiloh's kind of sat kind of crossed-armed, leaning against the side of the ship. I think for a lot of the other folks, when they got to their lair, there was a certain level of eagerness, certain excitement of, let's go, let's get this done, let's get the soul, let's move out. Shiloh seems to be in no hurry. I think we should check out the city, see what we can find, see who we can talk to. If we need to pay people off, we have more than enough coin, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
All agreed to head into the city.
I'm gonna run over to Sol real quick. And I'll just say, when we get a chance, you and I need to talk. Those gauntlets, they're affecting you. I want to see if we can get rid of that. We don't want you being put into a maze of madness again.
It's one
Good thing we
time.
won't run into Baphomet again. If anything, this nasty ass tattoo is going to be a bigger problem than the gauntlets will be. If you want to waste a remove curse,
Starting to get infected.
it's bubbling
Ugh.
up.
It's really itchy.
Is it
The whole time
actively-
you've just been slapping it.
It's like
If I
leaking a
roll-
little bit.
If I
Can-
roll a bad wisdom check, I'm done.
Hate that.
Like for the
Um,
whole day, all of my wisdom is gone.
With our time in the Hells, would I know if removing the cursed aspect will maintain the buffs, or is it an all or nothing situation?
It's so with this particular tattoo, there is nothing that says that you can't unattune to it, and it is a magical tattoo. So you could just unattune to it.
For real?
Suck it back up into that needle. It takes an hour, but you can do it.
Oh, could I have been unattuning?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank God. I hate my tattoo. I have tattoo regret really hard. Oh,
You gotta cover up.
The gauntlets, however, yeah. It's a remove curse to be able to take them off.
Alright, well, that offer is on the table for Shiloh. Nope, for Soul, whenever.
One of you.
Shiloh's not getting shit from me.
All right. I appreciate the offer, Mechnon. I think we should start heading into the city, though.
And
I'll nod and I'll just go get my stuff.
at mention of the city, spawning next to you like the Holy Ghost, did I hear we were headed into Avramak? My old stomping grounds. You know, Tyax personally has many a connection in this city. It's a wonderful place, you know. It's what I know many fun facts, for example, only place in hell where there's an actual courtroom. Doesn't mean it's not corrupt, but it exists.
Do you know anywhere we could go make money just in case this devil that Mechnon knows can't get us in?
I mean, you can make money anywhere if you're resourceful enough. You know, I don't know if we have enough time to get into the hell stock market. You know, it's really up and down and all that kind of stuff. You know...
Do you have any friends that are involved in the hunting scheme out in the Elemental Preserve? Anyone that you know that could give us a leg up on getting an invite?
No. You know, I'm really in touch with the imp system down in you know, they do the gondolas so you don't burn to death. They do the gondolas all around this place. They can get you anywhere. Essentially, Tyax knows all the taxi drivers in Philagathos and no one else.
I love him. He's perfect.
And you know,
So
usually it's 100 gold a ride, but I can get it to you for free.
I like saving money. Tyax, if you want to go into town with us, you can.
Yes. Let's go.
Tax just wants to be invited. He just wants to be
He
included.
just likes to be
He wants to
Just
be off
involved.
the boat with the goth girl.
He works on vampire rules. He's like, so can I come?
Alright, you guys begin traveling down the river Styx towards the city. This does take a little bit, so unfortunately, are any of you resistant or immune to fire damage? I don't believe so. You are? Sick. You're
I am.
fine. Everyone else,
Oh no.
you take, I rolled high, 6 points of fire damage for simply existing in this plane.
I have a feeling.
That's real.
Do I take half?
No, you take none.
Yippee!
Eventually,
Thank you, patron.
Eventually, you begin to see this city appear fully in the distance. It is extremely beautiful, like more beautiful than you would expect it to be in a place like this. Tyax explains that it's regarded as probably the finest city in all of the 9 hells. The streets are kind of, it reminds you as an almost like alternate version of the streets in Dees, of that it's these canals with floating gondolas, except instead of Styx water, it is pure magma floating all around. You see an extensive array of taverns, brothels, casinos, theaters, other pleasurable establishments. However, as you begin to approach the city gates, Tyax turns to you and says, I forgot to mention, unlike other layers, outsiders are typically, they don't really fuck with them here that much. Do you guys have any, like, I don't know, like a headband or horns in the back pocket, or a little spell, or you might get shanked.
You didn't think to
have
mention
horns.
this before you brought us into the middle of the fucking city,
I
Tyax.
got distracted by excitement.
It's okay.
I'm so excited. I have disguised self now, guys.
Ew.
And I speak
Mia
Infernal,
also
so
has
I can-
disguised self, so Mia just turns into a tiefling.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the
Does
same.
Amir have any, like, multiple people?
I don't think she has seeming. Not at the level she's at.
I
Mayana,
have a disguise kit.
Oh.
can you roll
Put
me
on body paint.
a perception check?
I can. Let me see.
Oh no.
That's wisdom,
Meanwhile, I'm
right?
just
Yeah,
Meanwhile, I'm just talking to Tax.
15.
slay.
Is there like a joke store, a costume store around here, anything like that?
A joke store?
Like a Halloween store or something? Like one of those like
Just spirit
year-round, these spirit Halloween.
Halloween
Good
canonically
lord.
in the middle of the town.
He's absolutely here.
You guys are like coming up on the entrance. I'm just gonna roll. Ooh.
You can always kill a
rolled
devil
high.
and then take its horns, cut them off.
I have horns,
Stuff
but
them
I am dragon.
Very true. Can all of you roll me a perception check?
I'd love to.
9.
15.
13.
Anyone who rolled above a 15, you notice, very similar to Avernus, in the corner, immediately spotting you, is a pair of winged imps who are watching you curiously and then disappear from sight.
Did they watch me cast disguise self?
Probably.
Sure, doesn't matter that much, but just wanted to check. I would say let's figure out what we're doing quick. It seems like people are already taking notice.
I'm already dead. I don't know how much more they would like me to do. It seems a little bit of overkill. I don't know how we're gonna fix that. Pointing to like Mechnon's big
You
snout.
hear someone clear their throat beside you, and a extremely tall devil, armored, holding a large spear that seems to be burning as if just taken out of the forge, approaches, kind of breaking off from a formation that kind of these guards in front of the gates of the city. And he leans down and he just says, "Welcome to Phlegethos. Please, if you would follow upstream to the center of town, you will see a great building with white stairs. Wait until you are summoned."
Okay. Do you have a valet for the boat, or do we just kind of park it ourselves?
You see an imp roll up on a gondola with a little metal stick. He just stands as in wait, and Kayla 3 looks over to you guys and just says, "Well, I think you've got a way in." We'll just do our rounds. Well, I will. Tyax, are you still going with them? I'm just gonna roll insight for Tyax on this situation. Yeah, he rolled
Instant
low.
insight
Yeah, I
to
go
see
with
something.
him.
Yep.
I gotta
God
keep him protected.
damn it, Tyax. Son of a bitch.
I love him. He's perfect. He's only going to help. He's a level 20.
Yeah, Tyax, who is CR 30, will come with you.
I believe it.
He's a Tarrasque.
Scary dog
He's
privilege.
Just polymorph.
He is a Tarrasque.
Guess we're rocking up.
Alrighty. You guys climb in this gondola and begin making your way down. As you move, you begin to catch the eye of many a devil in this city. A lot of them are drunk and kind of occasionally shout jeers at you in Inferno before kind of cackling to themselves and moving on. You see a couple of people kind of look towards you curiously and then seem to notice something and quickly turn away again. It seems for some reason you guys are protected as you float through this city. And you continue to travel through until you notice a incredibly large building that seems to be made out of infernal iron, those kinds of reddened veins passing through the entire thing, and those stark marble stairs that kind of almost melt into the lava below, and the gondola pulls in front of it, coming to a stop. What do you do?
I was
think the
gonna
best
hop
thing to
out.
do, yeah, is wait until we're summoned. I don't think we're gonna hide from whoever's asking us to be here.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do my standard routine of like taking up the rear of the group, scary dog privilege, wrought iron tower strapped to my back, just to show that we can mean business in case anybody wants to, passive intimidation just to dissuade anybody from coming up to try to, see if they can have a go at us.
Very fair. As you guys approach these double doors, I think Shallow and Meknon, you kind of get a little deja vu of the last time you were eerily summoned to a set of double doors, awaiting what could be on the other side, what hope could remain. And as you approach, the doors creak open, and in front of you is a grand court. A long red velvet carpet, these beautiful kind of hanging chandeliers that instead of candles seem to be kind of like burning coals, but they burn so bright they've become blue. Instead of this room being lit with the red of the rest of this plane, it is instead a kind of light bluish green tinge. It's a strange contrast that makes your head spin for a moment. And as you guys enter, Mayana, I ask you, how long do you think you would make them wait before you meet them?
Mayana, please. No, don't roll. Put the dice away.
17
years.
minutes.
17 minutes?
Do you guys do
Ooh,
anything
knock
for
us
these
off.
17 minutes?
I whip out my dice set. Just
Just playing with them. Fair enough.
I draw up a
Yeah.
character sheet, pull out a GM screen.
Whittle my thumbs.
And I think,
Just NPC
Mayana,
animation.
I'll hand off to you.
All right. I think that's been long enough. We can let them in. I think I beckon over an imp to go get them.
An imp flies in,
Yeah.
kind of bows, and an infernal just squeaks, "Come with me, you have been summoned." And leads you in to another area.
Yeah, I think what they see is past this court, there's a big iron throne with lots of little faces and eyes carved into it. And what you see is a very tall devil woman with ash-stained arms and red glowing eyes. She has a sort of like gold crown over the horns. She has like what I would describe as almost like gladiator chic. She's got this like silver breastplate, chainmail underneath, and then a like tattered fabric skirt. She has a very glowing, prominent amulet around her neck and very long, dark black hair. And she is an archdevil. This is Fierna.
Great.
What do the rest of you do as you walk into this area and see this great fiend? The first time any of you have directly faced one of the archdevils in their own lair.
I think Remy kind of like skips up and then immediately seeing exactly who's in charge here and seeing this towering figure, she just squeaks out a little, what sounds like an apology, and she's muttering under her breath a little bit, too shy to really speak up, but you can, especially with your hearing, can hear her just say,
Listen, if this is about that missing jury duty forever ago, I swear to gods, it got sent to the wrong address. That's all. Please don't kill me.
and she's staring right at the floor.
What else are you guys doing?
I think that Shiloh's heart drops a little, like her voice gets stuck in her throat as she sees you, and is just gonna sink to the back of the group to the best that she can.
I don't let you. You try to
I
sink to the
bump
back
into
of the group.
Mechnon.
You bump into me, I put a hand on your shoulder and I just lean down and I say, "Your lair. You take the lead." And I'm just gonna spin you to face her.
Yeah, I know we've only been here for a little bit. I hope we didn't disrespect you in any way, to have you summon us. So apologies in advance.
Wow, you think so little would insult me? How interesting. Do I seem so sensitive to you?
No, we just prefer to be in and out quickly, and disrespect is disrespectful. I wouldn't want to do that.
Well, no, you have not done anything to offend me. But I appreciate your concern.
Thank you.
Such kindness to invite us into your realm, milady. And Shiloh's gonna, after being shoved forward with a stumble, is going to give you a half kind of bow. Not enough that she's kneeling, but enough that there is reverence there. And she stands right back up, and
I beckon you closer to me.
Shiloh rolls her shoulders back, kind of cocks her head a little bit, and she can almost help it. Her hand goes to touch her necklace, but she does walk up towards you, head held high.
I'm going to sniff you.
Shiloh kind of furrows her eyebrows, but doesn't flinch when you do.
I think I take like a long sort of sniff on one side, almost like, you know how like when the French people like kiss, they do the little side cheek thing. So I like sniff you on one side and I sniff you on the other side. Just as I suspected. Been a long time since I've smelled that one.
It's distinctive.
I'd say so. Quite memorable, I would say.
Is it a problem?
No. If anything, it's nostalgic.
I'm so glad to have brought fond memories back.
Oh, fond, I wouldn't say that. But interesting. Memorable. Fond. Maybe.
Entertaining.
Amusing, certainly. These friends of yours. Friends, I assume?
Shiloh kind of cocks a look back and goes, "That's one way to put it."
Well,
Necessities.
you've made quite the impression so far, I would say.
Well, I mean, we were summoned within 17 minutes, so Umufta's done quite well.
You may go return to your friends. I shall address you all. A little...
Shiloh flinches a
Mhm.
little bit about getting told what to do by somebody who isn't hers. And you can see the kind of like locking of the jaw and the kind of clenching.
Is there a problem?
She bites it down. "No, m'lady," and is going to walk back to the group.
Thought not. Now, I have been made aware of a little scheme you all have been ruminating on, I suppose. You're looking for the artifacts, was it? Some of my compatriots?
We're here looking for a soul.
Can you roll a deception check for me, Shiloh?
Is it deception? Because we are looking for my brother's soul.
You are, but you said no to when she said, "Are you looking for the artifacts of my compatriots?" And you went, "We're actually looking for
I
this."
said we're actually looking for a soul, which is true. I would argue that it is a lie of omission, not deception.
Still roll deception.
It's worth a shot.
Kinda hard to tell.
Roll an insight.
Kind
check.
of hard to sell. No, we're not. When I'm literally wearing the wrought iron tower.
Yeah, I'm also
Made that real
going
clear.
to. I'm gonna
I
use my
would
pact of the
say-
talisman as well.
Fiona, you absolutely recognize the weapon on Mechnon's back as the personal weapon of Despater.
I'll let her try to lie.
Oh, we're cooked. We're cooked. We're gonna die.
We're done.
We're gonna
It's been a good
Maddie
chat.
said we're adding Mayana, and I was like, we're done. We're done. Mayana's gonna
I
guess
did
we're done.
What'd you
get?
roll, kid?
I got a 24 deception,
Hmm.
and I used my little pack of the talisman, so you guys just see it. Normally, the steam of this place would probably cover it, like the smoke and the smog and the magma. The smell of burning doesn't stick out, but you can just see the little burn lines on her neck.
How'd she do?
Do I need I roll like a insight to compete against it, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, let's see here.
I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think I'm gonna get away with this.
17 plus 6, so 20.
Actually, you do
I think you
have
beat me.
a list of
Oh.
skills under saving
Oh.
throws.
I think I'm looking at. Oh yeah, you're right.
If
I was
somebody
looking at the wrong
lies, you
thing.
know. Who's the skill?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. My bad. I was looking at just my regular regular numbies. Hmm.
Yeah, she's lying like a
soul,
motherfucker.
yeah. A soul, was it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Whose soul?
My half brothers.
What was his name?
Tobias.
I'm going to summon one of my little spined devil underlings. And he'll hop up on the little arm of my throne, and I'll kind of whisper to him. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. I happen to know the location of this particular individual's soul. Would you care to know where it is?
There's pause in Shiloh, and you can always see, like, she's a vampire, so there's not a lot of color from her face, but if color could be drained from her face, it does kind of appear. And you can see a moment of thought of, I don't want to do this, kind of flicker across her face before she kind of chokes out the words. Yes, I would like to know.
Are you familiar with a colleague of mine, Kordachai?
We may have heard the name.
Quite the hobbyist, enthusiast. He is hosting one of his little hunts. I was planning on attending myself. Would you all care to perhaps accompany me?
You would extend an invitation to something such as lowly as us. How very kind.
I wouldn't call it kind. But if you are able to impress him, perhaps I will tell you the location of sweet Tobias's soul. If anything, it's amusing to me, and I love having a good time. So if
Don't we
anything,
all?
you're doing me a favor.
Are we invited as guests or as the hunt? She says almost jokingly, but there is a little bit of fear underneath her tone.
You would assume that I would not tell you that you are my guests. I want to see what you can do, not how you can die. Yet.
Oh.
Thank you, milady. We would be honored. Kind of shooting a look to everyone.
Shall we?
Indeed.
Great. Fantastic. And I think I'll get up, and it's like airships, right, Maddie?
It's kind of like I think they're kind of like floating citadels, but they really just look like these insane mechanical platforms that sort of just move.
So I think I call my car, and it's just like a nice, very lavish floating citadel platform with very like plush seating and like gilded guardrails.
There's a bar and someone's making drinks.
Yeah. I think I change into like what is the equivalent of like what like the Tarzan people wear on safari, like the buttoned up with the little ascot, just like that's the hunting clothes.
Little hat.
Little hat.
Iconic. So out the front, all of you see this like gargantuan, it's probably like the size of a room, this kind of like floating, it is kind of like a floating mechanical platform of a kind. You can see off the sides there is several like built-in ballista, as well as a bar and plush seats. Do you all climb aboard?
Yeah, I just kind of like go stand up on the ramp onto the platform, and I just like wait.
I beeline it to the bar.
Yeah, I think
Once Rainy
Shiloh
was-
doesn't hesitate to walk up.
After the first person was gone on, I have to go on. Because I said a stupid goddamn oath that it'd get everyone out. So now I kind of have to be responsible. Goddamn. Yeah.
Journey, everyone.
You guys climb aboard and begin your journey. And I think now will be a good opportunity to go to break. So I think we will take our break now. We will be 10 minutes. Everyone go to the bathroom, grab a drink, do what you need to do. And we will be right back. Hello everyone, welcome back. So, all of you are currently nestled on this skyship / it's a floating vehicle with guns on it that is steadily making its way southeast. What are you doing?
While
think
we're
Raimi
on the...
is-
Oh, no, Guan, you first.
I was just gonna have Raimi be off to the side trying to make a cocktail, but she's just throwing shit together. She doesn't have a liquor license. And you see her like doing that thing that bartenders do where they toss a shaker over their shoulder and catch it again. And you hear the ensuing crashing sounds.
There's like a spinal like devil underling creature that is also actually doing drinks next to you. And he is kind of confused as to why you're back here with him.
He's
She
just looking
seems
helplessly
unfazed. She's like and actively getting in his way as well and like trying to this guy has to duck under her elbows.
I think as we're moving, probably once we get closer and we start seeing other sky ships and stuff, I'm doing the standard scan of the crowd. How many devils are we possibly gonna be surrounded by? Do we see? Do I start seeing any creatures that might be the thing that we have to hunt, or are we going to be hunted? I'm just sort of trying to get a vibe for the feeling of everybody that's going to be in attendance as they start coming into our peripheries,
So,
if possible.
currently, it's just you guys on the ship, but however, the closer you guys get towards the elemental plane, you begin to see this kind of like wasteland stretching out in front of you. I did send you guys the map of the elemental
Yeah.
preserve. You guys aren't getting like a physical map, this is more just for vibes. Let me just quickly double check where you guys are heading. I believe it's... Hang on. No. Show me. E4. Yeah, you guys are heading to E4. That makes sense, it's the building. So, I'll say roll me a perception check. My favorite part is how you always ask to make insight or perception checks when they're so bad for you, King.
Look, I'm committing to the bit. He's a general. He's not the general's bodyguard, but he's being made do the job of the general's bodyguard. So he's like, usually
Shit
I have
sucks.
people look out for me, so now I'm just kind of like, oh, I'll try. Okay, that's not horrible. That's still a 17.
Hey! Looking out and around at this place, occasionally you do see strange creatures dart in and out of the lava pools. You see some like fluttering wings in the distance, though it seems the route that you guys are taking is to purposefully avoid a lot of these creatures because you're not ready yet. We're just trying to get there first. So, as you guys kind of weave in, you begin to feel the oppressive heat of this place even more. And everyone except for Shiloh, I rolled another 6, takes another 6 points of fire damage. The weak ones take another 6 points of fire damage, simply for existing in this place.
Rude.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Raimi just looks at the
At
bone
least
devil
gives
and
me
she's like,
something.
Question about the nature of this damage. Is this damage that, like, is it ambient damage, or can I heal myself before we get in there?
You can heal yourself.
Okay, awesome. So it's not something that, like, oh, it's just like a constant 6 points of damage. It's like, no, you take it once and like...
It's every hour you take 1d6 points of fire damage.
You know what? I'll rock with it.
Okay. Eventually, you all begin to approach a very tall, building. In front of you, you see a hunting lodge. It is as if all of the greatest hunting lodges of the mortal world were swept up into one singular structure. And it wouldn't even be half so impressive as Kortachai's manor. So this building itself is built out of the top of one of these obsidian spires, with docks surrounding it where you see plenty of sky ships. Already you can hear the fluttering of conversation as you begin to fly in. You see the building's made of stone and has several floors, each circled by a shaded balcony and wide glass windows. Even from a distance, you can see the giant bones and polished antlers that have been worked into the exterior design, framing doorways curling up from along pointed rooftops. You have no doubt that the interior of this manor will be decorated with pelts and taxidermied beasts. This is most definitely the home of a hunter. Now, Fiona, are you just bringing this ship straight up to dock?
Yeah.
Have you you warned Kortachai that you're coming, or are you just like
No.
Yeah, it's valid.
I think like as it's docking, I do kind of look at this crew. Raimi, what kind of drink did you make?
It's something that no normal humanoid
Vodka
should be able
cran.
to drink. Yes, it's like a Shirley Temple, but wildly fucked up, and you can't tell exactly what she used instead of grenadine
She
because it's
used
a
one of
disgusting
everything.
like blue color. Yeah, she was just mixing shit together. If it was like
She was making
as if it was
potions.
playing in a chemistry kit.
I think I go over and I. How much is there? Is there enough for 5?
There was about half of it's on the floor.
Great. I kind of urge one of the other devil bartender to try specifically the part on the floor.
He
Go on.
kneels down
Tell me how it is.
and licks it. And he stands up again, and you see him just go... He just looks very sad and in pain.
Some people have no taste.
They certainly do.
Under his breath, you just hear in Inferno the Spine Devil saying, "I don't think I have taste anymore either."
I think I like pat him on the head.
He flinches, but then accepts it, and then starts cleaning it up.
Now, this is going to be fun. Quite entertaining, I imagine. Would you like hints as to how to impress the poor boy? I'd say go for the most impressive head you can find. He likes mounting things.
Okay, what about the hunt though?
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
No, same advice.
Oh.
Well, there's no use in waiting around if we have a job to do. Why not get the fun started already?
I'll smooth things over and go ahead. So I'll like lead the group into the mansion.
Yeah, I like to imagine that when Fiona walks, she's kind of like Morticia Adams in that she just kind of floats.
Yep.
Slay.
Yep.
And
In my
Shows
weird
in
1920s
crisis.
hunting.
Yep. And as she walks, the kind of like she leaves like a trail of like smoldering fire behind her. And almost as soon as you guys approach the manor itself, you begin to hear like these just heaving footsteps as this great pit fiend makes himself known. You see this pit fiend is wearing extremely fine like general's robes. You see like way too many medals. Like it's giving Jason Isaacs' character in Death of Stalin, if any of you have seen that. And from his shoulders is like pelts of all kinds. You see some like dragon scales and some like mystery fur. And he walks up and just goes, "Fiona, we weren't expecting you," and looks immediately stressed. Were
It's my
you
favorite.
here to hunt?
Well, my friends are here to hunt. I'm here mostly to observe.
He ducks to the side and sees the rest of you and goes, "Oh, mortal plane folk. How interesting."
I thought so too. Thank you for agreeing with me.
Always. Were these mortal folk to be participating or participating?
The first one.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to my hunting lodge, dear friends. I do hope you are capable in your abilities. Unfortunately, there is no guarantees on these particular expeditions. We always tend to lose a few on the way, but that is all part of the fun. Are you experienced monster hunters?
When he says that, does he have? Okay, you mentioned dragons. Does he have like dragon scales around? Does he have like a dragon head?
Yeah,
mounted
he's
to
got like a
wall,
dragon like cloak.
What color are the scales?
Red.
Metallic.
Mm.
I'm going to look at and say, "I see you wear the scales of a red dragon.
Yes.
With the scale size, I would imagine it to have been at least 400 to 600 years old. The luster isn't quite gone from them yet, so the kill must have been within the past 100 years as well."
I see you
Admirable
are
kill.
experienced.
Likewise.
Well, I think we will get along marvelously. Any friend of my lady is a friend of mine. And then he looks back and mutters something to like an imp who flies off towards a very exciting looking devil who then just goes and just like teleports away. You see a few of like the crowd disappear as Kodochai has immediately moved to make room for your group.
Is the taxi guy with you guys too?
Yeah, no, I was gonna
no.
mention
Oh,
he's been
yeah.
here the whole time and has been staying tactfully quiet. But kind of during like a quiet point where all these introductions are, you see Tyx kind of like pulls on your cloak. Shiloh goes, "This shit's crazy."
Yeah,
You gotta
didn't
realize he
realize
was
that
there.
you were there. Jeez, just stay towards the back. Don't touch anything.
Wasn't
weird,
planning on
weird
it.
freak.
You know, this is my first time meeting Archdevil. It's very exciting. You know anything about that?
Shiloh just stares at Tyax, who clearly has picked up on no social cues for the last couple weeks, and just goes, "No, Tyax, I've never met an archdevil before," and rolls her eyes.
It's crazy. He just goes
Shiloh
back
picks
to
him a little bit,
silently
just
watching.
smacks him, just,
Ow! Ow!
"My foot slipped."
Rude. Fucking hell. I'm gonna stay on the barge. Me and the Spine Devil, we know each other from way back when. You see him just walk up to this bar guy that like dab each other up and they just start chatting shit.
Look
Each
at
other
us.
up.
We never thought we'd get out from underneath the thumb, but hey, we got
Look
it's a
at
game.
us now. Hey,
Look at us now.
Last time I saw you, you were only doing the mopping. You're making drinks now. And this other guy's like,
no, I know.
"Yeah."
Sometimes I gotta lick stuff off the floor, but hey, it's a living.
It's a living. Look at you. You're moving up in the world. They say capitalism don't work. Look at us now.
I think it's a great system personally. No qualms with me with the system at all. One of the little ones about to go off to Devil's School. Very excited. I think
my
they're gonna
God.
major in mischief.
Mischief,
I kind of
boy.
want him to. I want him to major in lawful evil, but I think he wants to go mischief. So who am I to stand in his
Hey,
way? He's
you
got to
know
forge
me.
his own path.
You know
Yeah.
me. I fucking love mischief. I'm all about it. It's my brand. So
I
you know
knew
what? Hey,
yeah.
and he can put me down as job reference. You know that.
Thank you. He might need it. He can need all the help he can get. Hey, do you want an orange Julius?
Yeah, I'd love one. Thank you so much.
All
I'm
right.
glad you remembered. His face on.
Can we watch
the
this for the next
concept of,
30
like-
minutes?
Screw the rest of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we hunt, blah, blah, blah.
90 minutes of
what's
just
the little
this.
one?
This gameplay about two little devils making it in this unfair
The
world.
little devil's like,
Can we just keep doing cutbacks to like we're doing stuff, we're gonna die, we're hunting monsters, and then just like
Well,
a 10-minute
you
cut
know,
of just
I'm
these
happy
guys.
to do cutaways of the two devils
he
catching up.
wasn't born with any arms or any legs, but he seems fairly happy.
Hey, he's a fighter. He's a fighter. That's what we always said about him. That's why we call him Champ.
Death saving throw. Death saving throw.
Anyways, Kodachai just sort of nods and goes, "Oh, very well. Oh, I need to lubricate."
Do it.
Yeah,
Got
that
this.
was so gross. I'm so sorry.
Guys, here at
No, you're
Chains of
fine.
Asmodeus,
Can't
we
even hear
advocate
it.
for lubricating.
We keep things
Can't
moist.
even hear it.
Keep it moist, keep it wet,
I
keep
was
it
gonna
hydrated,
go do
keep
that
it
voice, and my
lubricated.
throat went, "Nah, bitch."
Thick.
Everything's gonna. There we go.
You gotta change your hydrate button to lubricate.
Everyone knows I can't
I don't
drink
like that was your
anything
choice
until
of word.
someone redeems hydrate. Anyways. Well, please make yourselves comfortable. Feel free to tour my collection, and we will make our announcements of which we are ready to go. And my lady, it is an honor to host you once more. He bows
Thank you.
deeply.
Mm-hmm.
And he turns and immediately just begins muttering to a couple of imps who like fly out in different directions to get stuff done.
I think I turn to the crew and I'm just like, I love making him do that. Oh.
Solstice has been staring at the amulet on her neck, and once Kordachai came by, I wanted to see if he had a similar one, or if I'm looking for somebody else.
A similar amulet?
Yeah, something else that's standing out on people's necks.
Ah.
Because I'm
Can
aware
I,
of the
can
amulet.
I
but-
insight check that? Can I see if I can clock that's what Soul's
Yeah.
doing?
Roll an insight check, and I'll say, Soul. I'd say that this would be. I think it can be persuasion or deception if you have higher in either.
Okay.
We'll just let this be above board. What'd you roll for insight?
25.
Okay.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah, you see I'm doing that.
You see, yeah, the
Soul, was it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not interested in any of the decorations on offer? Something else you're interested in, perhaps?
I am trying. Hunting is easy, dissecting personal relationships is a little bit harder. Both are important.
Are you speaking from personal experience?
well,
yeah.
you see, I had this wife.
You see my wife.
Mhm.
Knowing people's intent and background seems to be important when picking who to trust.
What have you gleaned of me so far?
You've been an incredibly gracious host. And
Thank
you know your
you.
way around.
learned well from my father.
Hmm.
Belial?
It's not a name I'm familiar with.
Most aren't. But he taught me everything I know. Kind of the old guard, I guess you could say. But if it's something that you're interested in, I believe that he might have an artifact that can assuage your interest in my own.
I understand, and I will, I'll keep my interest to myself then.
No, you don't have to. In fact, I like you being interested. I'm interested in your interest, in fact. But I just hope that I can redirect it to a more productive end.
Consider me redirected.
Wonderful. Are the rest of your compatriots willing to perhaps engage my proposal?
I glanced to see if they've been paying attention to the conversation or not, or I'm gonna have to redirect them myself.
The fuck are the rest of you doing?
I think I'm looking around this room that we're in, looking at like anything that's mounted on the walls, etc., etc. I'm just trying to get a vibe from looking at the beasts that are on display, because if this is like the reception hall, you'd stack the reception hall with the most impressive pieces. So I'm kind of trying to get a sense for what sort of creatures, if there's any sort of pattern that we might be able to exploit to anticipate what we might go up against.
Okay. Roll me survival and nature.
Okay, I'm gonna do nature.
Yeah, I thought so, but
And that's, hey, it's a +1 this time instead of a -1.
Look at him go.
That is a 16.
Hey. The vast majority of creatures here are either native to the Hells or the Fire Plane. So you definitely get a fire vibe overall. One
Love.
you do notice, in fact, is an incredibly large, like, mounting shield that is empty, that is waiting at the end of this hall, as if waiting.
Does it
for...
have a name?
Do you wanna
Does it
get
have a
lit?
name on the bottom of the thing?
Yeah. You see the words Firecracken.
You can't keep
No
putting
fucking
two
way.
bad words together. You can't keep doing that. We've had enough.
Could be a fire
Murder
apples,
house.
fire hydra. I hear there's a fire Tarask out there in this fucked up
Don't bring
world
up
that has
Tarask.
Orange Julius and fucking Spirit Halloween.
I don't know what
one
Orange Julius
thing-
is, but I do know that McNon pees a little bit.
Use peas a little bit. A little tinkle.
Not too much.
One of the things that is most interesting to you is not a head, but there is a great, like, it almost looks like a wine carafe, what the fuck you call them, that is filled with ash and is labeled phoenixes.
Plural?
Phoenixes, plural, enough to fill a jar of ash. Like a large container of ash.
So
I play with
funny.
the idea of just casting a fire spell on it, and I'll go, no.
But I'll say
That's me.
Raimi and Shiloh, you two probably do overhear this conversation and this request of whether you as a group would be down. Do you guys fuck with that?
Yeah, I don't think that Shiloh is actually. Her eyes have not left the Archdevil. She's been staring nonstop, and vaguely at like one point, she just whispers to herself in like a "Lady, forgive me" sort of manner. As there's a lot of mixed feelings going on in this moment. But but after being prompted of like, would you be interested? Shiloh simply nods in recognition, meeting Soul's eyes.
When I make eye contact with you turning away, you see like a big flicker of like disappointment and desperation when I say, yeah, we'll redirect it, like almost like a
I really wanted to.
I want to say something, but there's no way I would say anything right now.
I think you hear
my wisdom score does not allow me to say what I want to say.
Yep.
Soul. I think in your mind you hear. I know it's so hard when you feel torn, isn't it? Because she's also telepathic.
Me, dog. Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, that's a real blush.
Okay. Let's kill this firecracking, guys. That seems
Seems
that's
easier
better
than
to
dealing
me
with
than-
this lady.
Yeah.
Just being mind fucked.
Oh, it's a very simple proposition. I just think that you should seek your artifacts elsewhere, and perhaps I can point you towards one. I'm not capable of going there myself, but if you're looking for these anyway, and you certainly don't want me telling other archdevils about it, I think you'd be best to check that one out instead. Unless you want me
Your
to tell
wisdom is-
everybody.
No, your wisdom is appreciated, my lady, and what a gracious gift you've provided to us to send us on our way.
Mm-hmm. So as long as you survive this little encounter and you learn the location of your half-brother's soul, perhaps then you could make an excursion down to just a small little lava pool just south of the Pit of Flame, near a petrified old tree.
Wait, why
May
can't
I
you go
ask-
there?
I've promised that I cannot go there. Sort of an old family tradition. But you did
I
not
see,
promise my
so-
father you would not go there.
Right, so there's benefit in us following this path for you.
I'd say the benefit is that I don't tell everybody about what I already know you're up to.
Hmm.
So if anything, it's a benefit to you. I don't care if it stays down there.
So a pit south of it just takes out a notebook and is gonna start like writing
So
down.
if you guys look at the map of the whole layer, I'm
Assuming it's,
trying to
like,
find
over the
it.
one.
So it's south of
Do
the
we know
Pit
what
of Flame,
item
and
it
there's a
is?
little fire pit. You haven't asked.
It belongs to Belial.
We suspect it's the amulet of Inferno, right?
I
Is
think
that
that's
the
the
one
one
she
has on her neck,
she's
though?
wearing.
Oh, got it.
Because we
Rapture
have
of Torture.
Yeah,
we
it
need 6 of
seems
them.
reasonable. Oh, we don't. I don't think it's the ice shards.
Well,
No.
maybe someone should ask. It's not going to be me. I'll tell you that much. I am not entering into direct conversation with this woman. I'm scared.
Yeah, I
My
think
end is
that's
doing
right.
too good a job. Too good a job.
My lady, may I ask what item your father holds? We have
The Rapture of Torture.
I know that's
Ah.
right.
a familiar name. Thank you.
Also,
I needed a reminder.
I don't believe I am your lady.
No. No, you're not. And there's almost like a bite in that. Of like, you would never measure up. And she almost can't help it. There's a bit of pride there. Reverence. It's not meant to be rude, but
I think
It's
you
there.
sense a fragment of a similar reverence.
a mutual respect, as it were.
God, that lesbian.
And Shiloh nods and goes, "No, my lady runs elsewhere."
She does that.
She does exactly what she likes. As I
know.
imagine you do as well.
Mm-hmm. We liked the same things for a while.
"Ah, so you must like me," she says kind of jokingly.
Would you like that? If I liked you?
Oh my god. They're like, the kind of smooth facade of like, we're going back and forth, we're having this catty whatever, drops immediately, and there is fluster. You don't often see subservience in Shiloh. She's very frequently dominant in many capacities, but it seems as if as soon as you say that, there is a little bit of like, almost like a puppy dog eye, like a whimper. I think she can't even help.
Not a whimper.
And she doesn't even know what to say to that. And she goes, she like swallows. "I'm afraid, I don't think that she would be terribly pleased with me."
I don't think so either, and I'd be remiss to disappoint her.
"I wouldn't do that again."
It's wise not to. But I see what she sees in you.
Oh? And what's that?
Oh, I'm not going to tell you. That's cute.
Something fucking breaks. Just a little bit. There's like a twitch of the eye. She simply smiles and grates her teeth.
Careful, I think the pointy ones will get ground down if you do that too much.
You're probably
Gotta keep those sharp.
Yes. Yes, I suppose you're correct. When does the hunt begin? She says as she turns around. I need
You're
to
so
sink my
fun.
teeth into something.
I bet.
Okay. Oh, you know what?
Okay.
Let's
You
take
were
a
doing all
beat. I love the layers of toxic Yuri that we have just like deluged into. There's a menagerie. Whew. Whew. Alright, so information we got out of that, just to recap.
For sure.
There's a lake south of the Pit of Flame. Pale Tree, you can find the residue of torture there. Gay. So those were the 4 things that were clocked. Okay.
Yeah, got a lot done. Let's call it a day, guys. This has been pretty successful.
Yeah.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride,
Pride Month.
everyone.
Happy Pride Month.
So you're just standing in the
whimpering this
middle
session.
of this. What
Just
are
this
you
I imagine
doing?
like they keep Shallow stay still and you just keep getting closer
Yeah.
and closer and we're like this
Yeah.
close and Soul's just here.
I get it.
You have a wife.
No, I
Sounds
get
like
it.
I miss my wife.
Miss my
You
wife,
have a wife,
Tails.
I have a
miss her lot.
patron.
It's the same.
They're the old
Exact
ball
same
and
thing.
chain. Both of them are contracts.
We signed documents.
What's the difference, really, if you think
What's
about
the
it?
All I'm saying, well, the difference is I can't break mine.
Mm.
No divorce.
No,
No
yeah, no
divorce.
fault divorce.
No.
Only fault divorce.
Yeah, huh?
So death do us
Mechnon,
part to a new level.
you
And the fault
bring me
is
into
you're
this.
dumb.
Mechnon, you have really important stuff on the mind. You're just like, oh my god, there's gonna be a firecracker, and there might be multiple phoenixes. This is crazy. You look back and you just see the scene in front of you, and you just like, you know what, firecracker sounds good. I'm just gonna keep. That's crazy. So the
I think I see all this happening and I just go, Ranged combat, range.
I think
I
I
start
clocked.
thinking to myself.
I clocked that you haven't joined yet, and you have the weapon on your back, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I do. I do like fire float over to you, and now I'm still wondering how it is you got that one.
Alright, full armor. I don't really wear a helmet or a visor. I'm a little bit too vain for that. I'd say, just because of like how bulky the armor is, you can see that there's like a necklace chain around my neck, but it's like whatever it's connected to is tucked into the breastplate, so that it like the most protected part of the breastplate is something that is like going down into there. And I'll just say, not all archdevils are as vigilant with what is theirs as you are.
Okay, real quick. That's fucking why. So, Despada, as previously mentioned in previous episodes, probably the most paranoid motherfucker on this planet Earth.
And I would know that, I assume,
You
right?
would absolutely know that, mainly because he doesn't come out of his iron tower ever.
Yeah.
You probably saw him once at a wedding.
Yeah.
Like,
and he had to go.
He had to go because Asmodeus made him. It is insane to think that they managed to get it. So he's like, he's not very vigilant. You're like, suppose, what do you mean?
Yeah. What's with the accessory? Typically, jewels should be worn on the outside so people can appreciate them.
This one I do not want people to appreciate.
And why is that? Is it ugly?
No. But it is precious to me. And only to me.
Well, then you should have no qualms with showing it to me then, right? I'm not going to find anything interesting in it, I assume.
Your domain is that of jealousy, correct?
Quite.
Mine is that of greed. How often do you make deals down here?
Maddie, we didn't talk about that too much.
Just a lot, just so much.
Yeah.
So much.
Quite a bit.
How about a deal then?
Lay out your terms first.
I will show you what is mine. Your end of the bargain is that you do not covet what is mine. My end of the bargain is that I ensure that the Rancer of Torture is rehomed. The others, they are good at what they do, yes, but they do not give guarantees. That's what I do.
What is your name?
My name is Meknon.
And what does it mean?
It means conqueror. It means overcomer.
And did your parents give you that name, or did you give it to yourself?
I took it.
Quite greedy indeed. Ah, how interesting. So the deal, as I understand it, is you show me your neck, and you guarantee that you can rehome the Rancer of Torture, and I do not covet your possession.
Precisely.
I'd say that's easy enough. Shall we shake on it, then?
I'll extend my hand.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand.
It's very much like Bill Cipher, like just fire.
Yeah, you see like almost like the terms of a contract spiral down my arm and then kind of spiral up your arm and then
Hell
like fade.
yeah.
I'm
The
already
deal is
good.
struck, and both of you feel it in your bones.
I'll pull on the chain, and you see that it's like okay. The way that the armor is like very bulky, you know, have you ever seen like those like gym guys that their lats are so big that their arms cannot go into their sides? So the most protected piece of my armor is like just a little bit under my armpit because it's right where like the armor is there's a bit of space between the armor and the body just because of how wide I am physically.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
a little bit. Yeah. Because, you know, any body shots are going to go straight to the body. Unless, and like, if you're going to hit me there, I'll straight up just take the hit. So I pull on the chain and you hear kind of traveling up through there, and there's a small kind of like Maddie said, Coke can sized. Did we describe it, or can I give
so
it a
it's
little?
like glass cylinder with metal ends, and in the middle, I think we said yours glowed like a green kind of smoke, and it has a name printed on it. You would know that this is kind of the higher form that a soul can take. It's a phylactery.
Okay.
So for most like shitty little souls, it'd be a soul coin. This one is a phylactery. So specifically, the way that it is presented is often used for extraordinarily powerful or important souls, or if they are going to be used as a focus or component for a ritual or some kind of arcane shindig.
And what is this one's name? Sorry, what?
Nia, Naya, fuck if I know.
I think it's Naya if we're gonna keep to like the reference.
Naya. Yeah.
Would I know that name at all?
No, you would not. But considering the fact that he said he represented the sin of greed, you suspect that the soul probably was from Mammon's place, which is one layer up, the layer of greed, Minaros. Mammon, I'm gonna text you some lore because I think it's funny.
Okay. Sounds great.
Just real quick. This is funny. This doesn't matter, but it's funny to me and it's never gonna be brought up.
Can't wait. I'm so excited. Oh yeah, I love that he's typing.
I'll just hold it up and I'll say it.
Yeah.
Her name is Naya.
And
feisty
one.
Chuck it back.
So
Going around these days. Well, keep that one safe.
I intend to.
Good.
May I ask something?
Of course.
You've attended these hunts before.
Mm-hmm.
Is there usually a structure to them? How are the beings summoned to this plane?
Maddie, any lore for me there?
So, you guys just kind of fly around until you spot something. And then you just go ham and try and kill it. And whoever gets the kill, essentially. And
sort of, yeah.
There's
an exercise in patience.
A little bit. It's very much like this is the equivalent of Game of Thrones. They're going on the hunt, and like you bring along the king, and the king gets to shoot some deer. And sometimes there's probably some imps who go and like scout ahead, and they'll let them know if they see something, so everyone can pretend they found it. Very that.
Okay, I think I'm gonna say, when the time comes. I think I'm looking straight at the firecracking plaque. Would it be more impressive to our guests to get the kill, or to serve the kill to him.
Ooh. How interesting. I think keep it as preserved as possible. Make sure it looks impressive on a wall. Everything else is up to you. I think put on a show.
I'm just gonna smile to myself, like big toothy grin, and then I'm reverently just gonna nod my head at you and thanks.
Of course. Your other compatriot over there, and I'm like gesturing towards Raimi. Eccentric.
You can see her actively like slurping through one of those teeny cocktail straws in the most obnoxious, like there's no fucking soda left in that cup, why are you still trying sort of way. Like trying to get the last bits of that god-awful cocktail out of the bottom half of the shaker.
Love. I see this in full seriousness. Quite powerful. Not to be discounted.
The unpredictable
Eccentricities
ones.
off the battlefield are amusing and troublesome. On the battlefield. A spectacle to be watched.
How exciting then.
Don't thumbs up. I'm trying to hype you up.
I think I'll go approach Raimi.
As you approach, she just sets the cup down, empty now, right next to the vase of phoenix ashes. Just kind of straightens it as if it's part of the display, and then turns around and is like, "Holy shit! Hi!"
Hi. You intrigue me, and I don't know why.
I get that a lot, I guess.
I'm gonna sniff you as well.
She kind of like leans back quite uncomfortably.
I'll say, roll me an insight check. You can just flat roll it. Let me know what you get.
Me or Raimi?
You.
Okay. Just flat?
Yeah,
So
just
15.
Just rolling insight.
Yeah.
You roll a natural 1?
Oh no, 15.
Plus? Oh, right. Got you.
Yeah.
Good. Oh,
Yeah, no, you're good.
Looking at Raimi, you the first like innate reaction is that you clock that she is a cleric in hell that is very poorly disguised herself as that. That's like the first instinct where you're like, oh my god. Slightly suicidal tendencies, I see how it is. Like her shield straight up has a symbol of Kelemvor on it. And then you look a little bit closer and you have a sniff, and where you expect to kind of be to recoil with that kind of like divine radiance of a cleric that has been like thoroughly peed on by the heavens, being like, this once belongs to me, and you're like, I want to corrupt you. Instead, you don't get that. You get an overwhelming scent of blood, and not the scent of any archdevil or any god, but you kind of see a spark in this woman's eyes of that she carries holy blood in her, but not in the way that you would think. And it is very interesting to you.
I see now why you intrigued me so.
Listen, if this is you hitting on me, you have to buy me a drink first. That's the rule. Okay, well,
As
you don't have
you
to be
laugh
rude about
really
it.
loud, a few of the other aristocrats join in on laughing. They have no idea what's going on. They just want to laugh with you, and they're like, oh.
You're not my type, respectfully.
Fine.
I would assume it would be. But I hear you're quite the show on the battlefield.
She stands up a little bit straighter as you say this, and she goes,
Yeah, it's
people talk, and she like puts an elbow up on and like dangerously close to the phoenix ashes and kind of tips it a little bit, just shoots an arm out, straightens it.
I put a hand on the back of the jar of the phoenix ashes, and you feel almost like through the jar, you feel like a wall, maybe before when there wasn't one.
Smart. She just nods and she goes,
Yeah, I killed some things. Hunts should be fun. I've hunted things before.
Anything of note?
Yeah, her wife.
She doesn't say that.
She says, like, I took out this guy in an arena a couple layers up. That was fun. He had some weird tentacly shit going on. Relieved him of that.
Because he was dead?
Yeah.
Ah, I see. What's your favorite?
Thing to kill or thing that I have
No,
killed?
your favorite to kill.
Oh man. I mean, I don't remember some of them, it depends. But I think the favorite... Honestly, it isn't my kill. I had, and I point back towards Soul and I go, I had this bitch of a coworker, right? And I framed her because she was just so fucking annoying. And I got Soul to kill her, which was fun because, it's nice light work on my end. And I didn't think I was capable of that sort of thing. I'm not a good liar. So that was cool. That was fun.
So just through classic manipulation, you convinced that one to kill somebody?
Manipulation.
Yeah. And I'm not usually good at that sort of thing. So it was fun. I mean, I'm sure you know.
No, I do. No magic, no compulsion of any kind?
I mean, Lila was under a gesh, so kind of compulsion. I did also threaten to kill her family, but that wasn't quite as fun.
Soul! And I'm sitting next to Raimi, but I call over you. And how was that kill?
Now knowing it was under false pretenses, it's a bit soured. It was great.
What was great
You
about
earned that. Great.
What was great about it?
Knowing what was great about it was assuming that I got to make somebody's life just for a moment, just for a few days, as terrible as it could have been.
Ooh, I think at that I get up from my chair and I levitate right over Soul, and I put a hand under your chin, and I get really close to your face, and I say, "You hold on to that."
I do every day.
Good. And I think I shift away back to the chair where I was at with Raimi. What an interesting group.
Yeah, it's us. Yeah. If we ever put out merch, I'll let you know.
If you had to kill each other, who do you think would win?
Me.
She says it with no hesitation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else have a rebuttal to that?
I think that Shiloh's surprised by your immediacy, and just kind of shoots a glance towards Meknon.
I'm gonna walk over, arms crossed. Just kind of sizing both of you up. I'm gonna look at Raimi. You have tenacity and magic. Those are more powerfully in your camp. If it came down to those skills, you would emerge victorious. Then I turn to Soul. But magic won't do much if you don't have a second to think to cast it. And I think if anybody could stun you in a moment, hunt you down, strike before you even know you're being attacked, and stop you from reacting. It would be so.
Remy's smile slips a little bit.
The outcome of this would depend on the battlefield and the circumstance. A spectacle worth watching.
It was
I'm
a
gonna
little
go back to
watching
looking
this
to
back
trying to
and
figure out
forth.
anything.
Looking at the back and forth, having not been considered.
Are you
about
part
who
of the
would win.
consideration?
Oh yeah, I was, but you
Oh,
made your
sorry.
choice now, motherfucker.
I didn't think you were.
And you
wouldn't give a
see like
shit.
this kind of boiling over in Shiloh, and she goes, "Hi, but I may not win the battle, but let me tell you, I have a tendency to keep coming back."
Oh. Yes.
So do I.
If this is
I have friends in high places. One might say you may get me down, but fury would come after each and every one of you. So you might win for that day, but the consequence would be fatal.
I'm gonna just look at everyone just getting a little bit heated, and I'm gonna say, focus. We could all kill each other under the right circumstances.
Okay, everybody could kill each other a little bit.
Guys, I think we could all kill each other.
I think we all sing.
All kill.
Sing.
As a
We're
treat.
all in this together.
Oh, Victoria Justice, what?
Yeah, I think I take like a full minute just nerding out about the tactics of how each of us could kill each other.
I love
And I
each
think
of you.
at a
I also
certain
have
point, I
a
stopped-
thought of ways to neutralize each of you.
100%.
You have the
I
Batman
think,
file.
I think I'm just going through everyone's file essentially, but I'm keeping out. I'm highlighting everyone's strengths, but I'm not pointing out their weaknesses. And as I'm saying, at a certain point, I stop looking. I stop looking at them, but I'm just delivering this as a like presentation to Fiona.
You take out your. Oh no, I don't want to make that reference. Continue. I was gonna make a My Hero Academia reference in 2025, and I didn't really want to.
Good decision.
Don't.
Not to.
I hate you. You take out your little Deku notebook.
I just started the
Shelf
fourth
of
arc,
feelings.
so I'm ready to get my feelings hurt or whatever.
Yeah, I think I just take a solid like 5-ish minutes pointing at each of us, including myself and Emir, and I just kind of go through what everyone excels at, and then I don't have anything with telepathy, but I look at you and say, "Can you read minds?"
Mm-hmm.
Read mine.
I do.
You do. So I think you get like surface thoughts. What are you thinking, Magnon? Boobs, 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 boobs.
No.
No.
Making eye contact with you, Fiona, I say, gladiatorial combat arena style. Equal footing. I walk out, they don't.
And I say back to you telepathically, what's the one thing you want from one of them?
I know.
If you could.
Oh.
I'm not going to give it to you. I just want to know.
Oh yeah, I think surface thoughts, I think it unfortunately just kind of springs to the front of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Shiloh's station. When they return to the mortal plane, they will have they will be in a position politically that they will be able to command an army. I want more soldiers under my command.
Huh.
And Shiloh could give them to me.
So political marriage.
Look,
Oh, oh my god.
just ask nicely, McNaughton. God.
Then in out loud, I say, "Those are my thoughts."
How interesting. I think I just like lean back in my chair and I kind of like snap for Imp to come and give me a foot rest.
Yeah, they like scuttle to the ground and kneel down.
Love that.
I knew I picked well. I
I'm
would
gonna
give
point at the
anything.
firecracken.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm just gonna point at the firecracken thing and say, "That might be what awaits us." I'm saying that to the group now. Yeah, a firecracken. Hate that.
No, that's... How would we even get it home?
Oh, you don't need to get it home.
Logistically, they don't.
You just need
they
to
have
get it
people for
here.
that. Getting it back.
Oh. Are we to
Wait,
leave it
that's
to
your
the manor?
concern? Not
Yeah,
the exfoliating
no
bath?
doubt.
We're gonna have to take in some lava to get to it in the first place?
Already have experienced worse than a lava bath, so no, it's not really bugging me.
I
You
think
guys
it's like
are
a-
fireproof?
I think it's like a whaling situation. They kind of just like hang it off of the biggest ship and just carry it back.
Big net.
Just a
Just
big
big-
neck or some like
big
butcher
net.
hooks.
Big net.
Like salmon fishing, but for hell.
Yeah.
I think
Do
I'm
we
just gonna
need
look
like
at the.
fish food or something to lure it?
I'm gonna look at the casters and I'm just gonna say, "Do any of you have anything that would make us resistant to fire? Fire's in the name. We have to be ready."
And you guys are so sunburned right now.
I was gonna say, Raimi holds up an
Sucks.
arm that's visibly covered in like blisters and peeling. There's no hair left on it, and she just goes,
No. We can probably buy something.
Ooh, can I extend a blessing?
I would say yes.
I think I want to give them the blessing from the amulet that makes them resistant to fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
I think as you guys are all talking and it's interesting. I think as you guys all start strategizing or cries and like I think I'm bored at the base level thing that you're worried about, and so I make that not a problem anymore. And so I think you see the amulet start to glow, and sort of like an aspect, almost like a spectral version of the amulet, splits into 4 and then descends very lightly onto each of your necks. But it's like a ghost, right? So but you feel the heat as if it's normal temperature.
I would say Shiloh, as that kind of settles over you. I think for a reason you don't understand, it could be one of two things. Either the fact that you already have fire resistance, or the fact that you feel that chain begin to tighten around your throat.
Oh yeah, there is
this
no way
ghostly
she would let me.
visage shatters and does not take hold on you.
I
think
mean, I see that,
Shiloh-
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you kind of get the sense that she's already covered, especially since she has no injuries compared to the others.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just see the necklace that was once hanging tightens, the length of it, each chain almost like pulling, and it goes almost into a choker and digs in, just as like a reminder of like, hey, no. As you kind of
How sweet.
she's territorial.
I know.
So much toxic Yuri in this episode. I just kind of, oh.
Happy
Love my wife
Pride. This is what Pride's all about.
Happy Pride Month.
I just want you to know,
Toxic
Hannah, at
lesbian
one point
relationship.
in the chat, I just said, Hannah, this isn't Monster Hearts.
That was good. I like that.
Look,
As soon
Look.
as you started using dog metaphors, I was like, right, wrap it up.
Look, I love a metaphor.
Hey,
She called me pet.
that's true. She does call
Here
you
we
her
are.
little pet. That is accurate. All right.
Someone's gonna bark by the end of this session, and we know it's gonna be Hannah, so we just need to.
If it's not Shiloh, it's
We already got a
Hannah.
whimper.
You gotta pay for that shit.
we gotta. We're halfway.
Find me
there.
on Patreon, guys.
On Patreon. Hannah's gonna bark on camera. Anyways,
Sure.
Don't put that out there.
anything for the bit. It is about
In this economy,
time
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
that
I do what you gotta do.
it's about this time that Cornershot awkwardly approach. Actually, no. You know what? He announces to the room. He says, "Our ships are ready to be boarded. Our hunt begins. I will remind everyone that safety is not guaranteed. It is unlikely all of you will return. In fact, we have yet to have an expedition where we haven't had a accident befall. But it seems all the people here seem excited by this prospect. It's just kind of like when really, really rich people want to do Everest. It's the same energy. They just want
Like,
to
I
say
can't wait to
they've
die on the
gone.
mountain. Whee! Yeah.
They said 1 in 12 chance, and there's 12 of us. So,
Would be me.
yeah. It just
The
wouldn't
audacity.
be you. It simply can't be. And all of you see, unlike the kind of structure that took you over here with Fiona, there are 2 other vessels docked. These infernal warships that are also skyships. Infernal war skyships. So they're made out of infernal iron but have these great sails. And as you look closer, they are like a dark grey in color and seem to be stitched together as if it's made out of skin. And you can't help but remember way back when you guys went into a certain tent with a certain demon prince. It seems they like to use each other as furnishing. It seems these sails are made out of the hides of demons. As you guys climb aboard, you see surrounding this vessel there is a set of 6 on each ballista. I will send you guys like how much damage these things do if you want to use them. You can. And all of you climb aboard one of these vessels. It seems well, there's perfectly 6 of you. So 6 of you come on along with Kortachai, and it seems the rest of these kind of noble devils climb onto the other one with quite a few stern-looking guards who are going to act as the kind of like law and protection. But your ship looks significantly nicer than the other one, because you're with royalty. There are plenty of plush seats, but it is completely open air. And Shiloh, can you roll me a wisdom saving throw as it takes off?
Oh god.
Only a 14.
Okay, I think you are just very bad at currently hiding how nervous you are as you try and not like look over the edge as the
Yeah, I'm like
infernal
standing
ship
as
takes
in
off.
in the center of the ship. There's no leaning. She is smack dab in the center. There is no sitting down, and she is just kind of breathing through it.
Is she afraid of ascension or is she afraid of heights?
She's afraid of heights.
Heights. Terrified. You can actually see like a gentle shake in her boots as she like puts a hand on her necklace and is like almost muttering a prayer, if you can do a prayer to an archdevil.
I come up behind you. I'm like, oh, and she didn't take that one away. That would have been an easy one.
Funny. So, I'm glad you're entertained by this, as Shiloh's patience is slowly wearing thin.
She likes to keep Shiloh down low. Sorry. What?
I get that.
Yeah, you get it?
Oh,
That's
so
good.
she...
Fail.
mhm.
Uh-huh.
As we're heading up, can I cast Death Ward on myself real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh.
Go for it.
Slay.
And I'll say,
Alright, Pete.
can someone please roll me a d12?
Ooh.
I mean, we should have the guests do it, right?
Oh, a D12.
Yeah,
All right, here we go. That is
Look
a
it up.
2. A 2.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to
Dos.
re-roll for me because that one is
Okay.
off the board. So I'll
Oh,
say
okay.
you guys fly around for a bit and you do spot another smaller hunting lodge. That's more relevant if you guys are like on foot, but you're not, so you're vibing. You pass it by.
It's a 6, but I do want to say something to Shiloh as we continue to ascend.
Of course. Like I'm
Yeah.
just it's clocked in, it's in the brain.
Yeah.
Continue.
You know, I could make that one go away very easily.
I'm sorry, I'm unfamiliar with your powers. What do you mean by make that go away?
I just don't keep them as low as she does.
What, her followers?
Whatever it is that you call yourself, I suppose.
I am a
think
shiny
about.
thing that I don't think that she would be happy, and the last time I tried anything like that. And you can see that Shiloh kind of looks to the gloves on her hands, and for the first time in Avernus, she actually slips it down. And you can see her hands from the tips of her fingers all the way up to her elbow is burnt in a way.
Burnt. Okay.
But the closer that you look at it, it almost looks as if the skin has bubbled and hardened again, and bubbled and hardened again to kind of build up this callousness. It looks like the way that you see a rotted animal carcass after a few days on the side of the road. If somebody had froze that in time, aged, worn, weird holes in peculiar places. She goes, she didn't like it, and respectfully, I'd rather not test her again.
Well, the last time you tried it, you didn't know me.
Oh.
I'm afraid not even you could help me. I'm, as one might say, in too deep. And I love my lady. I do. I would never do anything to dishonor her.
Romantically?
One does not love the sun. Gives worship because that is what it deserves. Love is returned. I do not expect anything in return. She is everything.
Love can be returned if no one's told you that lately.
Not in my experience.
You're young yet. A lot of
95.
life left to live. Oh, well.
She's an elf.
I think you've got plenty of experiences left to have. Love is
Are
great.
you an experience?
Perhaps.
And you can see Shiloh, like, puzzled at this interaction. And there's a familiarity here, and she goes, "You covet. That is what you do. You like shiny things in the way that she does. But trust me, as soon as you have me, I won't be as nearly as interesting. Not worth it."
You think you're not worth it?
I know I'm not worth it.
Why is that?
My worth comes from her. My worth comes from the duty that she gives me and the life that she breathes, no pun intended, into my bones. I wouldn't exist without her.
And did you
I'm
think your life...
alive.
Certainly, but did you think your life had no value before? Or did you know that there was something else? Or did you just forget?
It has been a long time since I have been anything but this. Perhaps I have forgotten, or perhaps there was nothing there to begin with.
I have a hard time believing you believe that, but I understand why you would say it to me.
Shiloh nods, but there's almost, if you look in her eyes, you wouldn't need an insight check to know that she truly doesn't see value. There's nothing. And the words that she speaks of her patron, the idea that her very being is only useful by the task that she is given, kept alive for that one purpose, she sees nothing else of value.
I think knowing that, see a value, but as you say, it's a value that's only self-imposed because I currently do not have you. But I think what you would see, even if it's just a flicker of it, is a value other than the value you recognize in yourself. That there's a possibility of other forms of value.
I think Shiloh's used to being played with.
I think what you see is not necessarily that. I think what you see is a conversation that's been ongoing for a long time, and I think you are emblematic of it to her in this moment.
I think she smiles, still slightly shaky from being up in the air. You notice that she's avoided your gaze for a large portion of this, but right now she is staring directly at you to try and avoid the rest of this going on around.
Yeah, I think in that moment, then what you would see is like I'm looking directly right back at you as well, and I think like you see not a person, a devil who is, amused and who is very old and has been doing this a long time, but there's like a little flicker of genuine enjoyment and just like engaging with you.
Really quickly.
I think there's...
Sorry.
Yeah.
I quietly rolled something to myself, and I rolled a natural
Hell yeah.
20.
Hell yeah.
Oh no.
Shiloh, can you make a wisdom saving throw for me? Actually,
Oh no.
make a charisma saving throw for me. The
Mommy's not
DC
happy.
is... The DC is... I'm going to find out the DC for you. Give me just a moment.
I don't think it matters. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Nice knowing you.
Fiona.
I loved having
You
Shiloh in the
see
party.
that shaking little undead girl go quite still as her consciousness is tucked back just for a moment.
Oh no. Oh no.
And someone else slides into place. Just for a moment, because It is only with that natural 20 that she felt so strongly as to push against the barriers and enter your plane without permission, that she can only, with her might, stay here for but a moment before she is thrust back into her own territory. But you see eyes glaze over for a moment before they harden, flashed green, and you just hear, "We shouldn't play with what isn't ours, dearest."
And who's to say it's yours forever?
A quite firm contract
Oh.
that doesn't only end in death, as when this particular contract is broken, this little prize dies, as it is only my power keeping her alive.
And why is she so important? Come on, for old friend's sake.
She isn't.
Hmm.
But I don't want you to have her.
Oh, yeah, I did rub off on you a little bit, didn't I?
Remember your place.
As you should remember yours.
And she fades away. And Shallow, you come back.
Like fucking collapsed.
Yeah.
I pick you up.
Do I have any was I not there for that, or was I there for that? Or
Uh,
am I like?
I
It's a
think
completely just a blank spot.
You were there, but it's kind of like waking up from a dream. Like it just rushes into you.
Thank you.
And you see like a genuine look of nervousness in Shiloh. The fear of the heights no longer there so much as it is a fear of her. She goes, I think I need a drink, and is just gonna walk away from you.
Yeah, no problem.
Stumbling
I think
to
I'm
the
so
bar.
happy. I'm so happy.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, Shiloh's fucking going through it.
You inspired jealousy in someone you've been trying to inspire jealousy in for a long time.
We're gonna have to
So-
go to that lair, and she's gonna be like, so.
Literally.
Remember that layer you pointed at when we were at that church? What's up with that? Alright. And I think it is at this point that I'm gonna ask everyone to roll me a perception check.
Oh boy.
In the bag.
Shiloh fails. Like, I'm not even gonna roll that shit.
Shallow's
Nat
staring.
20.
He's too busy.
Wait.
A little shaken up. Dirty 20.
21.
I think you notice Kodochai get a little like he's heard something, and he kind of moves over to the edge and he peers down and says, "Oh, everyone." Turns around and it's very tense, and he goes like, we're coming up on a nest. And he peers down, and all of you look down, and you can see a great nest made of coal and lava, in which 4 brightly red scaled young dragons are sleeping peacefully in a nest left behind by their mother. And they look up and begin to gnash their teeth and rush towards the ship. And I think at that point, we're going to end the session there. Unfortunately, Mayana can't join us next week, but we'll see how we go. There might just be a lot of combat, and who knows what's going to happen the week after. But that was so much fun. Thank you so much, Mayana, for being here. That was
Thank you for
phenomenal.
having me.
So much character stuff happened today.
That's all I
Lord.
want to do. That's all I care about.
Hell
so.
yeah.
Just walk in here, throw a grenade into the room, and leave for the next session.
That's absolutely
I want to see some fighting. I want to see the girls fighting.
Period. This has been a big day for Fiona. A big win. Okay.
I didn't even realize that's what I wanted to do, and then it became what I wanted to do, and I got very excited about it.
Hey, listen. Fair. So, thank you everyone for joining us. We are going to quickly go around everyone, say where the people can find you, anything you've got going on that you need to shout out. We'll start with Haley.
Hi, I'm Haley. I go by Haley Rosie on everything. I do cosplay. I do fantasy stuff. I love a good interactive, immersive experience. I'm also nominated for Crit Awards. If you see my name on there when you're voting, you know, give it a click. That'd be cool. But that's really all I've got going on right now. Thanks for watching.
Hell yeah. Mayana.
Hi! I will be at MagicCon Vegas this upcoming weekend, the 20th through the 22nd. Gonna be running a little heist one-shot on Friday. If you haven't yet, check out Tales Unrolled. It's a Latinx cast, very queer, very lovely actual play on YouTube. And vote for these lovely, talented folks. They're doing good work over here, and they deserve the recognition. So that's what's going on with me. Oh, also, sorry, wishlist dispatch on Steam. Please and thank you.
Yeah. Next up, Hannah.
Hello, I'm Hannah Harper, and I'm going through it today. I'm an actual play artist, professional dungeon master, social media manager, and TTRPG and D&D content creator. I know it's a mouthful. You can find me over on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch. And after I move apartments this week, I can start streaming again because I'll have an actual setup, guys.
Hooray!
I'm so fucking excited. You can find me doing deep dives, video essays, general fuckery on the weirdest of topics. You can catch me over on my own channels, running stuff, other people's running stuff. Just take a look at my page, and I hope to see you there.
Hell yeah.
Diana.
Yeah.
Hey. Hi, I'm Diana Faye, also known as Diane of the Rose. I'm a tabletop gaming content creator, so I do a lot of short form, long form, and Twitch streams. Over on Twitch, I'm a partner and member of the Latin Guild, Pride Guild, and Women's Guild. I am also a panelist at various conventions. My next one is VidCon. Not doing a panel there for obvious reasons. I don't even know what goes on down there. I'm there for the vibes. But I will also be at Gen Con, all of the PAXs, so that means from this point on, Australia, West, and Unplugged. But yeah, I'm doing things. I'm also one of two hosts of the Worlds Apart podcast, where me and my friend Odie just chill, improvise a bunch of world building, and invite our friends on eventually to world build and play games in the world that we built. So that's a lot of fun. This gets really long, so I'm going to cut it off there. Apollo, do your thing.
Hello, I didn't see you there. My name is Apollo. You can find me on the internet at Tall Nerd Apollo. Go to any social media, put those 3 words in, Tall Nerd Apollo. If my beautiful face doesn't show up, I'm not fucking there. Where can you find me? I've gone back into Twitch streaming, and I've completely desecrated the schedule to play through truly so much Expedition 33. We're back at it tomorrow night. The Paintress will fall, and so will France. God, I wish it was real. Where else can you find me? A few things down the line, but not that many places right now apart from my socials. I'm gonna plug Irish people. We got Hearthfire Tales, if you like D&D podcasts. We got D8 Dungeon, if you like actual plays. I've done a couple projects with them, and they're great. Not Irish, but Pookie. Dice Times. Go check out Dice Times. They're also nominated for a Crit Award, so go say hey to them. If you want to give me money, it's Pride, and yeah, so do that. Thank you.
And it's Father's Day, and Meknon is a father. Hey, what's up?
I have a dog, and he looks at me sometimes as disappointed as you would to a father figure that has failed you. So that counts.
Yeah, I'd say so. Anyways, hi, I'm Madeline. This is sort of my channel. We do this every week for Chains of Asmodeus. Other than that, on Thursday nights for you Yanks up over there, I also play Expedition 33. I'm doing it on stream only. Unfortunately, I only do it once a week, which means I'm dodging spoilers like it's my life goal. Other than that, If you're going to AvCon this year, I know a lot of friends are going. I'm gonna be there. Come say hi. Otherwise, PAX Oz. I'm going to Melbourne with Diana. Unfortunately, I couldn't convince her not to come, and I definitely haven't been begging her for several years. Vote for me and us in the Critter Wars. Love you so much. With that, we're gonna raid into someone. Love you so
Hell yeah.
much. Say goodbye, my hellish little fiends.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hellish little
Bye.
fiends.
I'm sorry.
I simply refuse.
God.